Today we're going over import and combine data in spreadsheets and databases. Covered how to use import range and concatenate function. You'll have the opportunity to extend your knowledge about these concepts to SQL queries. So the first thing we cover is import data. It's like one file location to another. So import data. We would need to import data from one file location to another, both spreadsheets and SQL. Ultimately, that enables you to import data. So we're using spreadsheets to import data. Since you learned earlier in spreadsheets, we use import range function to import a range of cells from your spreadsheet to your current spreadsheet. The syntax is import range, spreadsheet URL, and then the range of the stream. So it's for the spreadsheet URL. Spreadsheet URL is a specific URL of the spreadsheet from which you want to import the data. So let's get sample spreadsheet. Item table. So we're going to import it into this one. Import some information from this one into additional format. Please. I think we just probably. It's probably going to be our target. Okay. So, example, it's going to be such as A/B6 by the specified or specified by range string. So we need to get the URL and then the range string. Let's go ahead and try. Sheet name. Range. Let's go ahead and try this. I just want to get the URL. So that's HTTPS. Let's take a look at that. Google Doc. Sheets. Spreadsheets do edit. Alright. The question goes like that. Like that. And sheet. Let's consider hourly. F1 through F45. Alright. Just paste that in here. Let's see. Look. Let's see if it works. Clicking that, these spreadsheets the first time. A new source spreadsheet permission is needed to be granted. Allow access. Look at that. There we go. 5248. Okay. Worked like a charm. Alright. Let's run the spreadsheet view up. Okay, let's cover. Okay, good to go on import range. Import data in SQL. SQL does not include a function for importing data. Instead, a method you can use to import data from one table to another is to use the insert into command with the select statement. And the syntax is insert into destination table name and select the column names separated by comma, or star to select all the columns. And we're selecting the source table, so we're putting it as from the source table, and then it says there's a condition using the where clause. So in the syntax, the SQL query inserts rows from a source table into a destination table based on the where clause. So the example they give is insert into customer promotion. So customer promotion is the destination table, and they're selecting everything from another table. There's this customer table, and they're selecting everything and inserting it into customer promotions, where total sales is 0 and the postal code is 12345. Okay, what's the example? So let's imagine you work for a retail company that stores its sales and customer information in a SQL database. The marketing director asks you to provide them with a table containing the names and addresses of customers who have not made a purchase this year. So that's the total sales 0, and we're going to be getting a name and addresses of customers who did not make a purchase this year and who live in specific postal codes. So the constraints are total sales is 0 and the postal code is 12345. So we're going to be getting a list of names and addresses for customers who made 0 purchases or cost money amount of 0 with a specific postal code of 12345. That looks like insert into customer promotion. So we're inserting into table customer promotions. We're inserting everything from table customers where the total sales is 0 and the postal code is 12345. Okay. I'm going to be using SQLite for this example of inserting data from one table into another table. And what I'm going to be using is inserting first name, last name, and allergies from patients. So patients is the table that we're pulling our information from. So the first name from patients the last name, and allergies. And it's going to be going into table doctors. So let's take a look at table doctors. And since it's going right into the table of doctors, let's take a look at the doctors table. And doctor ID is a primary key, so they're all going to have specific unique IDs when it's pulled over. So it's going into doctor's ID. So the next line is going to be line 28. And since we're pulling from patients, that first one, Donald Waterfield, what we're pulling, first name, last name, and allergies, is going to go into doctor's table, and it's going to assign a unique ID, which is going to go as 28. So 28 would be that first patient, which was Donald Waterfield. So it's going to be 28 Donald Waterfield, and then allergies, and that's going to be generated in the doctor's table. So if you can imagine 28, it continues. So Donald Waterfield, and then his allergy, which was null, I believe. Yeah, okay. So we're inserting into table doctors first name, last name, and specialty, and we're selecting first name, the last name, and the allergies from the patient's table, and then we're going to return everything. So let's take a look if it goes. All right. So Donald Waterfield, specialty null, and number 29, Mickey Basha, and the allergy is sulfa. Let's take a look. Mickey Basha, allergies, sulfa. All right. That again. Okay, so another way to verify that this is inside the actual doctor's table now is we know that the original doctor's table has only 27 entries. So we're pulling all of the rows from patients. So from the patient's table. Patient's table has 4,530, and we can verify that. Going to the last page, 4,530, and then we said doctor's rows had 27, so that would be 4,557 when we run the code. The last page, even though it's showing 4,530, it should be adding the 27 that are theoretically the first 27, which are the doctors. So our last page should be 4,557. So let's go to last page. There it is. So that's how we know that besides the first page, it starts at number 28, that we have all the records counted for, that everything went as smoothly as it's supposed to. So that is importing data from one table into another table using import command with SQL, specifically SQLite. Combine data. Another tool in your data analyst toolkit is your ability to join together two or more text strings that are stored in separate columns or fields. For example, you may want to combine a customer's first name and last name to create mailing labels for marketing promotion. In both spreadsheets and SQL, joining together text strings is referred to as concatenation. All right, I actually like concatenation. Combine data in spreadsheets using concatenate. Okay. I'm actually familiar with concatenate, so this is Should be pretty straightforward. We'll use, yeah, I like this one. We'll use this one for this specific learning task. Spreadsheets use concatenate. The basic syntax equals concatenate. Item 1, item 2. Pretty straightforward. All right, let's work with it. Equals concatenate. Let's concatenate. Let's concatenate that. So Tony, comma, and let's actually do something. Let's write is. I want and then we're going to put that one in there too. Let's see if it says. So I wanted to say Tony is ready. Okay. Okay, so it says Tony is ready, but I want spaces. So let's add some spaces in there. Put spaces right there. So we almost had it. Nope. Beautiful. Let's try. All right. So that completes concatenation. That's pretty straightforward. Let's go into combine data in SQL. In SQL, you use concat function to join strings together to create new text strings. You might combine data simply to improve the readability of reports. Here's the basic syntax. Select concat field. So it's put in the space. And then field 2 from table. All right. So, let's take a look at that. What do we want to concat? Let's do gender as the middle initial. So field 1, and then we'll have the middle initial, field 2, and then we're gonna put it as concatenated. So I want a space at the first name. I want, gender. I want space after that. And then I want last name. I want it for patients. And it should give me Donald space M space Butterfield. Let's take a look at this. Awesome. If I do gender and then dot, I'm hoping that it would put a period after the gender initial. Let's take a look. Oh. Fantastic. All right. That works. Cat function in SQL. All right. So that was pretty straightforward.